Greetings everybody, FezTweaks here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on my resource pack, the FezTweaks resource pack. This first texture that's changed is the acacia sapling texture. I just made it look more like the tree. I ripped it off Google Images and then I modified it for if you decide to use FezTweaks' sapling thing. I don't know what it's called exactly. Next up, I centered the textures of the blast furnace, cooking blast furnace, and also the chiseled stone brick. So yeah, these might have been bugging you, they were bugging me, and now they're fixed. Next up is brewing stand. Brewing stands, the water is now blue, as is default color for things like water and thick potions. And you can also see I gave it a little animation. Next up, I retextured the top textures for every single ore. So now, if you now these little pieces of ore will just blend better, because before they'd use the side texture of deep slate, and that's no good, because then it wouldn't blend in with the deep slate around it, because all the deep slate around it is top texture. So now I gave it a proper top texture. It still has the same side texture, and that goes for every single ore. I also centered the dried kelp block because it had a 1 pixel thing, which is impossible to center on a 16 by 16 texture, so I fixed that. Speaking of pixels, the pixels on the fire texture when you're burning are now translucent. As you can see, they're like, you can still see like what's going on over there. I also gave a proper texture to gilded blackstone because it also used the side texture on all sides, and that's no good. Next up, I retextured nether sprouts to look like some what's it called, warped nether wart, just, you know, because why not. It'll have the crop text, like the cross texture model that regular nether wart uses by the time you download this. Next up, netherite block. I gave it a little gold ring. It's not exactly a ring, but I gave it a little gold thing because a lot of people like to make gilded netherite textures. So yeah, that's that. Petrified oak slab. It uses the old oak slab texture as opposed to the new oak texture, just so that like you can tell the difference when you're building with these. If you're wondering what petrified oak slabs are, basically they're in Bedrock as well, but you can only get them by doing this command. If you type in that command in anything that isn't Java, then you should get a petrified oak slab. It might be called wooden slab, but yeah. Next up is, or not next up, but yeah, basically it has the properties to stone slab, but it looks like a wood slab. Next up, I made this sugarcane texture green. As you can see, this also works with FezTweaks' 3D sugarcane models. Yeah, I also gave sea lanterns and smooth stone connectable textures. So now they're kind of like Optifine's glass, where the textures just connect, and honestly, it looks so much better. I retextured the T's, the T and T, to have the standard galactic alphabet, as opposed to the normal Minecraft, like just normal Latin alphabet. So now it uses the SGA. Next up, this will only affect people who use waxed inventory items from FezTweaks. And yeah, it just gives the inventory models to the wax coppers a wax, but if you use the alternate cut copper texture, like this texture, if you use that by FezTweaks, then yeah, I just combined the two. Yeah. Next up, axolotls. There's different axolotls. They're part of my Pride axolotls pack that I just pushed over to here. Next up, cats. I retextured Jellycat to look like Pixel. Next up, zombies now look like my brother's Minecraft skin, and that means that giants do as well, because giants and zombies have the same model. It's just that giants are 6 times bigger. Yeah, Flint-tipped arrows. This is actually not my stuff. This is FezTweaks. I just added it here because I did combine the damaged tools plus flint-tipped arrows. This might disappear because FezTweaks team has been talking about a compatibility update for a while. So yeah, carrots. They use their old texture. We'll get to this in a little bit. Also, animated buckets. You'll be able to see my animated buckets textures. Next up, loaded crossbows also have the flint-tipped arrows. Glistering melon slices are now the same size as regular melons. The difference here is that obviously they have gold, and they're also a single pixel higher, so you can still tell the difference if you're completely colorblind. Next up, golden carrots. They use their old texture. This is what I was talking about when I was talking about the regular carrots. I gave both carrots their old texture because I really like the old gold carrot texture, and I also made it so that you hold it like that, because normally you'd be holding it like in any other item. And animated lava, water. 13 is now a rotated recolored 11. Has cat ears and a tail. Blocks is just a square. Chirp is a parrot. Far is really far away. Mall looks like you bought it at a mall. Mellow High is Tommy Innit colors. Stall is a saxophone, because the saxophone was like a really important instrument in that song. Strad is a strand of strad. Ward is a warden. Wait is the 3 dots. Other side is inverted. And more animated buckets, as you can see. Next up, tipped arrows. First off, I changed the little particles to be translucent, and I also recolored the feather. And finally, pig scene. I updated the texture of pig scene as well. Also, light blue is renamed to cyan. Cyan is renamed to teal, and every single instance of TH has been replaced with thorn because, well, I am a supporter of the Bring Back Thorn movement, if you couldn't tell by my Behind the Pixels things. And also, light gray has finally been renamed back to silver because I don't understand the point of having light in front of everything. So yeah, that's kind of it. All of the language things will only take effect if you use the Canadian English. And there's also a bunch of other weird Canadian English things that I brought back, such as, for instance, the multiplayer button is go camping with your buddies. Single player is camping alone, and all the bed stuff has been changed. And finally, the beds are also renamed for the Pride. There's a Pride Beds resource pack, and I just renamed all the beds to that. I don't know why they're not shown here, but I might remove that part. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of it. See you all later for another video, and if you're on Planet Minecraft, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Other than that, yeah, goodbye.